occupied by the home team Padres. It skips into the lower stand. For the Dodgers with a couple of runs in the second inning. They were held to 1 run last night and were shut out the night before, so they've doubled their offensive output so far. Foul off to the left and out of play. The count holds at 0-2. Dodgers and Padres wrap up their 4-game series tomorrow. A lunchtime special will be on with you in the Dodger dugout pregame show at high noon. First pitch at 12:35. The 0-2 to Choi. Low and away, 1 ball, 2 strikes. It'll be Elmer Descent, who is so good in Chicago in his first start back in 2 months against Brian Lawrence. Lawrence, a right-hander with a record of 4-6 and ERA of 4.5. 1-2, a fly ball to fairly deep left center field, but playable for Ryan
Mr. Luther Patterson?
Yes. Come in.
Thank you, sir.
I was just listening to the game.
Don't turn it off on my account. I like baseball.
Yeah, me too. But it's just slow torture when they keep losing like this.
Mr. Patterson, my name is Elgin Connors. Corporal Elgin Connors, and I'm here on behalf of the Secretary of Defense.
Yeah, I met him once.
Mr. Rumsfeld?
Yeah, some fundraising thing. It was before he was in the cabinet. He thought I was somebody else, talked like he knew me. But he was just playing it safe. Can I get you something like a coffee?
No thanks, I'm good, sir.
We used to just say no thanks. Now we add I'm good. Which seems to mean I don't need anything.
Yes, I guess that's right, sir.
Glad to be right about something.
Mr. Patterson, maybe you'd like to sit down.
Okay. Why don't you sit down, too?
Thank you, sir. I regret to inform you, sir, that...
No. I already know.
I understand, sir. I have to...
They called my ex-wife this morning. She told me.
I'm here, sir, because your daughter listed you as next of kin.
She did?
Yes.
She did. Wow.
Heather died at 3:40 p.m. yesterday on the periphery of Baghdad. Her Humvee was hit by mortar from an insurgent installation on top of a building 50 yards away. Heather's unit had just delivered water and mail to a guardhouse on the edge of the green zone. All 4 soldiers in Humvee were lost.
Thank you. My wife could barely speak this morning. She couldn't get words out. She can't stand me. I told her to get some rest and we'd talk later. I wasn't expecting a visit.
Next of kin are informed in person, sir.
But wasn't her mother also listed as next of kin?
No, sir, just you.
No way of knowing anything in this world.
They tried to contact you all night, sir.
I haven't been sleeping. I have my phone off. My ex-wife called my cell. I forgot it was on.
I see.
Heather and I barely spoke 10 minutes in the last 3 years. Next of kin. Next of kin, Jesus. I told her to join up. Never thought in a million years she'd do it. You have children?
No, sir.
You never know when your kids really hear you. She didn't seem to take in a word I said. She called. She told me she flunked out. Freshman. She was at UC Santa Barbara, big party school. I wasn't happy.
Jesus. She calls me. She needs to talk to me for the first time in years. And I have to give her advice. Told her she'd think about joining the service. Serve her country.
Well, she did that, sir, and she did it well.
Yeah. How do you know?
Heather had an excellent record. She requested duty in or near combat. Very few soldiers of either sex do that, sir.
She stopped listening to me years ago when her mom and I split. She told me she'd never talk to me again. Our conversations were pathetic stabs here and there, you know. I'd insist on saying hi to her on the phone in the middle of an argument with her mother. Or on her birthday, you know. Dropping off a present.
She sided with her mom.
I figured we'd get to be friends later on, you know.
Yes, sir.
A few weeks later, she calls me again. Calls me again. Dad, I did it. I joined the Army. I thought she was kidding. She could be so sarcastic. No, I mean, I told her I was proud of her. She said, thanks, Dad. Gotta go. She was whispering and hung up. We lost the ability to converse back when she was 13. So it seemed like a miracle. She'd taken my advice and called to tell me.
Sometimes kids listen when you least expect it.
You said you didn't have kids.
No, but I was one.
Her mother came by that day, and she was so furious. I swear if she could have divorced me again, taken another house and all my money again, she was out of control. She said, if anything happens to my daughter, it's gonna be on your head.
I didn't know Heather well, sir, but we met a couple of times.
Yeah?
Yeah. Basic training. I'll be frank with you, sir. I thought she was gonna wash out. Basic was killing her. She always looked like she'd been crying.
The last time she called me was right around that time.
What'd she say?
She was crying. She said, Dad, I'm sorry. I don't think I can do this. I got impatient. I blew it again.
Oh, so?
I said, quit if you want, but you can do this. You can get through it.
She said, thanks, Dad. Hung up. We're on the phone for 2 minutes. I felt like a complete failure.
Well, so she turned it around. Before we took our assignments in Iraq, she said to me, being in the Army was the best thing that had ever happened to her.
You don't have to say that.
I'm not just saying that, sir. It's true. We were all out drinking, a dozen or so of us, and she said that to me. And if you don't mind me saying so, sir, but your daughter can hold her own drinking-wise with the fellas.
Her father's an alcoholic, so that doesn't surprise me. I'm sober now, 6 years. Since the divorce. Apparently, Heather did some serious drinking in Santa Barbara. Being able to drink with the guys is not a thing to be proud of.
No, sir, I'm very sorry.
My daughter flunked out of college because she drank. And she joined the Army because a drunk suggested it.
My sympathy, sir.
Yeah. Did you want to go to Iraq?
I think it was and is the right thing to do.
Yeah?
Yeah. Somebody had to stop Saddam. I mean, he gassed his own people. God knows what he might have done to us. Democracy is taking root in the Middle East. I mean, the Syrians have left Lebanon. Egypt is holding elections. Gaddafi has disarmed. And now Iraq is a democratic state.